Hi guys, good morning to everyone. I am Dr. D. Radhashi, Assistant Professor in Commerce in Dr. SNS College of Arts and Science. Today we are going to see about functional accounting for first BCom students, Unit 5, Single Entry System. Today we are going to see about the advantages and disadvantages of the single entry systems. Let me see about that. In the way of there is a single entry systems in a double entry and the single entry. In the cases of the double entry expenses, we can be calculated by the advantages of the single entry and the disadvantages of the double entry. In only transaction, it can be take place by the highly causes, not in a serious ways of so taking. In the high rates of the causes of the single entry systems. The double entry we can be taken as a debit and credit side. It is known as the double entry. The book will be taken by the two places of the debit and credit. The single entry means we can be calculated in the only one side of this pages. It is the closing capital, opening capital, and we want to use that the additional capital should be introduced in the business and we want to taken as a drawings. The four way we are using in the single entry system. Let we see about how can we use the single entry system in a single side of the pages of the closing capital. What is the closing capital? Closing capital is nothing about for 1 year you are calculating the full accounts of the histories in that. In that way, when the balancing of the amount is be taken place as the closing stocks. The closing stocks which can be taken to the next year, it should be calculated as a opening stocks. So the opening stock and closing stock is a differ, but when we be calculating the same, it should be a same amount coming in the closing and the opening, but the year was a different. At the same time, additional capital. What is the capital first? Capital means what the amount first year we are putting into the business. That is known as the capital. Then the business is growing in the year itself very good manner. In that for the purpose the additional amount want to be put into the business. For that purpose the additional capital was introduced into the business. These are the single entry system of the basis. In the way of the additional capital and drawings to be calculated. Disadvantages of the single entry systems. In as a incomplete of accounts, it is not be completed because when the double entry only we can be say the debit and credit. What is the amount is coming into the debit and what is the amount is going to the credit. It should be calculated only we can able to find out the profit and loss. But in a single entry system we can't able to the no profit or losses. So it is known as the incomplete system of accounts and it is an unsystematic and scientific method we have used in the single entry system. So it can be a no profit or loss should be maintained in the business of the accounts of single entry system. It cannot be revealed of the true financial condition. When we are doing a one business, we want to know about the real fact of the business, what is the coming of the goods into the business, but in a single entry system we can't able to identify the lack of the arithmetic accuracy we can be ignored in the double entry of the concept. The possibilities of errors and faults should be maintained in the single entry system. Because of it is a one-side system, we can able to easily find out the errors and mistakes, or it can be converted into the fault. It is an unsustainable of the future plan. We can't able to find out the future plan in the single entry system because it's a unsustainable. In a non-transferable for a best organization, a small organization we can able to find out the business of the single entry system and the double entry system. So it is the single entry system is always it is known as a incomplete record should be maintained in the single entry systems. The way only the account system of maintain of the single entry system. These are the categories which can be divided into the three. It is a pure single entry system. Pure single entry system was to be used in the small business. It cannot be used in the large or big business. It is a simple single entry system which can be calculated as the quasi single entry system. In that way only the personal account have been used in the single entry systems. It is a lot of cases we can be find out there lot of profit or losses cases in the being. If then the drawing means we are using the single entry system. Drawing means For a business, we are putting an amount in for the business only. In that amount, we are taking our personal use. I am purchasing any vehicle in the year, capital amount. The amount is known as a drawing. These are the single entry system of advantages and disadvantages. Thank you for listening these sections.